Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online class, online session, biology, respiration, the energy releasing system. So we have been discussing about the cellular respiration, the process of respiration which takes place in the cells. So the cellular respiration occur in three stages, that is first glycolysis, where glucose break down into the two molecules of pyruvic acid, like this. The glucose first breaks down into two molecules of pyruvate or pyruvic acid. So if oxygen is available, this pyruvic acid finally converted into carbon dioxide and water, and huge amount of energy is produced. If oxygen is not available, then either it may be converted to ethanol or ethyl alcohol by means of alcoholic fermentation, or it may be converted to lactic acid. So we have, in the last video we have discussed about the lactic acid formation. It is also fermentation only. In the absence of oxygen, pyruvic acid is converted to lactic acid. For example, milk is converted to curd by lactic acid bacteria, some bacteria, and in the mammal's muscles we have discussed. An athlete, if he continuously do workouts, then lactic acid is formed. It may lead to muscle fatigue, graphical representation, all those things we have seen. Okay, let us know more about anaerobic respiration. What is anaerobic respiration? The respiration which occur in the absence of oxygen or independent of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. So in the anaerobic respiration, some experiments with yeast is given. So this experiment is very interesting, that is alcoholic fermentation. We have found that the living things produce carbon dioxide and give out energy, isn't it? If these purposes are caused by an oxidation process, so what happens if the oxygen supply is cut off? If oxygen is available, it will produce carbon dioxide and water, and energy is produced. So for example, in human beings, the muscles can go on releasing energy when they are short of oxygen. So what can the cells of other living organisms do? This is the question. Let us find out by doing this experiment. So some experiment with yeast. So to test the, so this is the experimental setup. What is the aim of the experiment? To test the idea, we can see whether it is possible to detect any rise in temperature and the production of carbon dioxide when the living organisms are kept away from a supply of oxygen. Means to test whether the respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. Okay, here this is the testing for the production of heat and production of carbon dioxide under anaerobic conditions, anaerobic respiration in the absence of oxygen. So as we know that yeast, this yeast is available in the different bakeries, okay, in the form of powder. So yeast grows rapidly if it is supplied with glucose solution. Okay, the wild yeasts are normally found growing on the skins of fruits like grapes and apples, from which they derive their food supplies. Okay, so our immediate problem is to remove the oxygen from the glucose solution and yeast. So here we have to remove the oxygen. Okay, for that purpose we need to boil. Okay, here the first one, you can remove the dissolved oxygen. You can remove the dissolved oxygen from glucose solution by heating it for a minute. Okay, for heating it a minute, and then cooling it without shaking. Now put in some yeast. The supply of oxygen from the air can be cut off by pouring 1 centimeter layer of liquid paraffin. Here liquid paraffin, you see the setup, experimental setup, 1 centimeter liquid paraffin on the mixture. This is the mixture, yeast in the boiled and cooled glucose, it is the mixture. On the mixture 1 centimeter layer of liquid paraffin can be poured to prevent the entry of oxygen. Okay, the second important step, if you wish to check that the oxygen has been removed from the mixture, add a few drops of diazine green, Janus green B it is also called, that solution to the yeast suspension before you pour the liquid paraffin. Before you pour the liquid paraffin, so that Janus green B solution to the yeast suspension before paraffin is added over it. So this blue dye turns pink when oxygen is in short supply around it. If oxygen is not there, it turns into pink. Okay, means which indicates there is no oxygen. Next, the third step, arrange for any gas produced by the yeast to escape through a wash bottle containing bicarbonate indicator solution. So this is the bicarbonate indicator solution. So if any gas, because we are testing the gas, carbon dioxide gas, okay, if any gas is produced, it will pass through it and enters the bicarbonate solution. It is also called the lime water. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have here we have not described any controlled experiment trying working them out for ourselves. Okay, you may prefer to carry out the carbon dioxide production part of the experiment on a smaller scale using the test tube. Okay, if you do, then warm them to about 37 degrees centigrade in order to speed up the test. So you have to warm this so that more carbon dioxide is produced, the fermentation takes place, and this lime water turns milky if carbon dioxide is entering the gas. This is the test for the gas which is released during this fermentation. Okay, at 37 degrees if you maintain, then the faster reaction takes place. Okay, what happens when a baker prepares a duff by mixing the yeast in it? Okay, you know baker's yeast, why they will use this yeast means, so this reaction takes place, fermentation reaction takes place. When the fermentation reaction takes place, this gas is produced, carbon dioxide gas is produced. Okay, what is that reaction? C6H12O6. In the absence of oxygen or in the presence of yeast, it produces the carbon dioxide and ethanol. Okay, this carbon dioxide which is produced will make the duff to bulge. Okay, so raising in the duff. Let us recall even the maida. Okay, you have studied in the 8th class. So the maida duff and yeast powder activity that you performed in the class 8, the story of microorganisms, useful microorganisms, yeast. So why the volume of the duff has increased, which gas is produced, that is carbon dioxide is produced. Okay, if the yeast and sugar solution are left to stand without oxygen for some days, what happened? they develop a characteristic smell caused by the production of a new compound. What is that? Called ethyl alcohol or ethanol. Okay. So this can be even manufactured by the yeast from the sugar. Okay, this is the experiment. Anaerobic respiration. Now fermentation. Okay. So if yeast and sugar solution are left to stand without oxygen for some days, they develop a characteristic smell caused by the production of new compound called ethanol, which has been manufactured by the yeast from the sugar. The same type of smell you can notice from preserved idli and dosha duff at your home also. Okay, but not in the refrigerator. If you keep in the refrigerator, it won't happen. The ethanol can be separated from the yeast glucose mixture by a process called fractional distillation. Fractional distillation, since ethanol boils at a lower temperature, that is 70 degrees centigrade, than the sugar solution. Okay, the sugar solution 37 degrees centigrade. Okay. Next, same like aerobic respiration, this is a process of producing energy when there is no supply of oxygen. Okay. So here the reaction is the C6H12O6 or glucose or sugar in the presence of yeast. So yeast is a unicellular fungi. Produce ethanol. Ethanol means C2H5OH. Ethanol plus carbon dioxide. Ethanol and CO2 plus small amount of energy is produced. This is anaerobic fermentation. Ethanol plus CO2, carbon dioxide and small amount of energy. Only 2 ATPs are produced. 2 ATPs. Adenosine triphosphate. It is the energy. So this is the reaction takes place in the alcoholic fermentation or anaerobic fermentation. Okay. So different fermented products which we use in our day-to-day life. The glucose becomes pyruvate, that is glycolysis. The glycolysis results in the fermentation by aspergillus, means these are all in the absence of oxygen. Lactobacillus, okay, lactic acid bacteria. Then Saccharomyces means yeast. Okay, here aspergillus, lactic acid is produced. Soya sauce which we use, it is produced by fermentation. Lactic acid, cheese and yogurt, it is produced by lactic acid bacteria. It is also a fermented product. Ethanol and carbon dioxide which is produced by alcoholic fermentation, beer, it is also a fermented product. Then ethanol, wines are produced by this process, fermentation. Then CO2 produced by bread. Okay, it is also by using yeast. This duff rises due to carbon dioxide. So that is also fermented product. Bread and cakes. Okay. So means finally we have to come to conclusion. In the absence of oxygen also respiration takes place. That is called anaerobic respiration. Okay, children. Let us go for more activities. Respiration versus combustion. What is the difference between respiration and combustion? Okay, here scientist Lavoisier around the late 18th century, so through a series of carefully performed experiments, came to the opinion that respiration was a process like combustion. Okay, combustion means burning. Respiration is also like burning. He wrote in a compilation in 1783, respiration is a combustion process. It is a very slow process, and here the oxygen is not only combines with carbon but also with hydrogen. This is the conclusion generated by Lavoisier. Okay. Next, Robinson, another scientist, also stated that the respiration is a type of combustion and the combustion is the source of heat in animals. So that's the reason why when you just put your finger near your nose, the air which is coming out, you feel somewhat warm because some amount of heat is also generated during the respiration. So it was stated by Robinson. Next, respiration versus combustion. One experiment observing the changes during the combustion of sugar, the activity 2. So this is the arrangement. So in this activity, the glucose is heated and whether the carbon dioxide is produced or not, this is the lime water to test the release of carbon dioxide or occurrence of respiration. CO2, a byproduct of energy release. Okay. Arrange the apparatus as shown in the figure. Then arrange a heat flame must be arranged here. A spirit lamp or any heat source can be arranged. When the glucose burns, then what happened? The carbon dioxide and water are produced and the energy is released as a heat. Next, the glucose must be burnt at high temperature in the laboratory to liberate energy. If it is happened in our cells, all the cells would be burnt. Okay, if the same process takes place in the body or in the biological system, what happened? The cells also become ash. Okay. So once the glucose starts burning, we can't stop the process easily. Okay. But in the living system, they are in the living cells are able to exercise the control over the sort of burning of glucose in the presence of oxygen. It is a systematic process. It is a slow process. It is a what do you call? The energy is produced in several stages systematically. Okay. We know that the combustion of glucose gives us the carbon dioxide and water and energy, while from the respiratory equation, what is that equation? C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives rise to 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. Okay, that is the equation. While from the equation we get the same products, but essentially the process must differ due to the following reasons. These are the reasons. Glucose must be burnt at high temperature, no doubt. Our body temperature is also supporting the burning of glucose. Okay. But here charring is taking place. Charring means becoming black color. But it is not happening in the process of biological process, biological oxidation. Combustion is a physical oxidation, but the respiration is the biological oxidation where there is no charring. Okay, systematic burning of the glucose takes place and the heat is produced and the energy is produced. Okay, small amount of heat is produced. Here large amount of heat source is required and at a time the glucose burns. Okay, there stepwise it burns and finally converted into carbon dioxide and water. Okay, here also the lime water turns milky. Next, respiration versus combustion. Here what happens means actually in the respiration water normally stops the combustion from taking place while the cells contain a lot of water and the respiration still go on. Okay, so we can conclude that during respiration charring does not take place because the water which is present inside the cells will prevent that charring. Okay, so respiration, it is a systematic process. Heat production takes place by the living organisms. The heat production by living organisms Heat production was a feature of burning glucose or sugar, as we have observed in the previous experiment. So living plants and animals usually produce the energy in the form of heat. Okay. So we feel warm when we wear sweater in winter season. We know that the sweater prevents the loss of heat energy produced by the body. That's why it will keep us warm. Heat is constantly lost from the body surface, thus it must be continuously generated within our body to replace what has been lost to keep the body temperature constant. We are warm blooded animals, so our body temperature is constant. Okay. So to maintain that constant temperature, continuously the heat is produced during the process of respiration. Okay. What are the other ways in which our body loses heat? Means the heat is constantly lost from the body surface. Okay. Thus continuously the heat. How the heat is lost? In the form of when the temperature is very high, so we sweat. So homeostasis is maintained. A balance is maintained. Okay. Is the rate of heat production always be same? No. In the course of vigorous activity, for example, a greater amount of heat is generated during some heavy exercises. Okay. Immediately after eating the food, basal metabolic rate will increase. Okay. We know that we feel hot after some form of strenuous exercise such as running. Okay. Next, during cellular respiration, the energy is released. Some part of energy is stored in the form of ATP, that is called the chemical energy or energy currency. Some part of energy is utilized in our day-to-day life activities, and the excess amount of energy is released in the form of heat. But in the case of vigorous activity like running, we need more amount of energy. For this, the rate of respiration is increased. So heat is also released in the excess quantity. That's why we feel warm. Okay. After running, when you touch your ears also, you feel warm. If the oxygen is not sufficient during the vigorous exercise, what happened? The muscles start anaerobic respiration, and hence the lactic acid is formed. Lactic acid is formed by anaerobic respiration. We know that the accumulation of lactic acid causes pain in the muscles. We reach normal position only after some rest. Okay. So deep breath helps us to restore energy in our body. Okay. Definitely, that's why breathing exercise, athletes and even the people who do more exercise, they practice pranayama. Pranayama means regulating the breath, how to utilize the oxygen present in the air which we breathe. Systematic breathing is called as pranayama or breathing exercise. It is a part of yoga. Okay. So in the presence of Guru, if you practice this pranayama, so it will fetch you to perform the exercise in a systematic manner. Okay. That's why after every exercise they will take a break, they will give some rest, a asana known as shavasana. They will stop all the activities and lay down for 1 or 2 minutes, which will relax the body. Okay. Meditation and yoga, meditation and pranayama is also a good practice. Okay. Which give peace to the mind, and particularly you know that the out of 100%, 20% of the oxygen is utilized by the brain itself because it continuously work. Okay, more energy is required for the brain. So that's why you need to practice this breathing exercise early in the morning, fresh air. That's the reason why the people go to the parks and they will do the walking, and then they will sit in a position and do the pranayama exercise. Okay, next, evolution in the gases exchanging system. The exchange of gases is a common life process in all living organisms, but it is not same in all organisms. For example, single-celled organisms like amoeba, paramecium, or multicellular organisms like hydra, planarians, they obtain oxygen and expel carbon dioxide during respiration directly from the body by the process of diffusion. Okay, there are no separate respiratory organs in these animals. Okay, like amoeba means protozoans, hydra and planarians. Hydra belongs to coelenterata or cnidaria, and planarians, they are helminth parasites. So they obtain oxygen and expel carbon dioxide directly from their body surface by a process called diffusion. Diffusion means the process of exchange of gases takes place between the high concentration to low concentration until the concentration becomes equal on both sides. Okay, it is called diffusion. It is a physical process. In other multicellular animals, special organs are evolved. Animals either terrestrial means land animals, or aquatic, which live in water, adapted to different types of respiration and the process different types of respiratory organs, mostly depending on the habitat in which they live, because the availability of oxygen is different in the terrestrial animals and aquatic animals. The animals which are living on land, the oxygen present in the atmosphere, air, easily available, but the animals which are living in the water, they utilize the oxygen dissolved in water, so they possess special system. So the body size, availability of water, and the type of their circulatory system are some of the reasons for the animals to develop different types of respiratory organs. Okay, the size of the body, availability of water, and the type of their circulatory system. Okay, circulatory systems are also different types: open type of circulatory system, closed type of circulatory system. Okay, these are some of the reasons for the animals to develop different types of respiratory organs. Okay, that we will see in the next class. I hope you understood. Please read the textbook. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.